Levarme la moustache en la capucha. Casito patanilo, mira tacatiki puleti. Casito patanilo, mira tacatiki puleti. Casito patanilo, mira tacatiki puleti. Casito patanilo, mira tacatiki tacatiki. Casito patanilo, mira tacatiki puleti. Casito patanilo, mira tacatiki puleti. Casito patanilo, mira tacatiki puleti. Casani levarme la moustache en la capucha.
What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show. And in a game that was probably the most boring thing I've ever seen in my entire life, struggled to stay awake to watch the game, Washington fails the key and finds a way to win 22-7 against the New York Giants. In a game that you can clearly see that Washington wanted to lose, but the Giants was like, yeah, you know what, we want to lose too. And they found every way, shape, form imaginable to lose the game. Washington didn't put in enough effort like the whole season to actually try to lose the game. But, you know, at this point, it is what it is. Washington falls, I think, probably from the 9th position in the draft to, I think they're going to be either 12th or 13th. I don't even know where to start, y'all. This has been a disaster of a season. Again, we go 7-10, so we actually pick up an extra game and actually lose that extra game. So it's so bizarre, and for all the things that happened this season, there's so much stuff they have to do in the all season to get this team together. My next show will be my season evaluation show. Shows, because I'm going to do the evaluation of the coaches, offense and defense. I'm going to do the evaluation of the players, offense and defense, and what they should look to in the future. You're talking about there are so many things they screwed up this year, and the one thing I hated is Ron's inconsistent message. And the fact that I don't want to call him a liar, but he was very dishonest in a lot of the conversations he was going on. That's one thing we can honestly say. A lot of people, even myself included, Jay Gruden wasn't the most competent coach around, but at least he was honest. You know, Jay Gruden had it was times where Jay Gruden was so honest, we was like, well, damn, bruh, do you have to be that honest? But at least he was still honest, you know, and this is where we have the disconnect with Ron Rivera. And I don't understand, like, why he just won't admit that he just thought the team was going to be better. And understand this, it's not like we all wouldn't just be sitting there like, hey, okay, cool. You thought that your moves showed that you thought that this team was ready. Your moves said it. You're talking about coming into the next season, just for everybody to understand. We will have 3 receivers under contract and 1 on the practice squad. That's what we'll have next year as a receiving core. Adam Humphries was on a 1-year deal. Cam Sims is on a 1-year deal, and I'm pretty sure he's out of here because we didn't use him at all. DeAndre Carter was on a 1-year deal. Like, if you didn't think that this team was going to be, that you were still building, you wouldn't have signed so many guys to 1-year deals. You just wouldn't have. You would have signed them to multi-year deals. So, even in a situation where you should have lost the game, you didn't do it. Like, if it was me, if I'm trying to lose the game, I would have sat every starter, including Taylor Heinicke. I'd have just sat everybody. Because there was no benefit to winning here. And now you're in a situation where you might be forced to pick a quarterback in this draft. And you might be forced to pick a quarterback that's not that good in this draft. Because if once they readjust everything, and we'll see if the Jets lose or whatever, because if the Jets lose, we're really out of luck. Because the Giants already lost. Giants already lost. If the Jets lose, and I think if Chicago loses, we fall to I think it's either 12 or 13 or something like that. We fall. And you're talking about we got to try to get Kenny Pickett at 13? Like that just doesn't make any sense. And like I said in my last show, even if we pick the quarterback, we don't even have the coaches on the staff to basically get them to where they need to be. I mean, hell, we just saw the Texans and the Titans, and Sam Mills almost bring the Texans back. That's coaching on a level that you'll never see when it comes to here, especially when you think about our coaches. Jack Del Rio laughing in the press conference when they asked him, did he think he was going to be here next year? So that clearly is an indication that Ron, I'm going to say this. I think this basically says everything. And I think what I'm getting ready to say is going to explain it all. Ron doesn't recognize that he's failing. Ron simply does not recognize that he's failing. And a lot of that is covered up with the fact that the team made the playoffs last year. We went 7-9 last year. Basically what is technically a losing regular season. We just happened to make the playoffs, but we lost in the first round. We go 7-10 this year, don't even come close to the playoffs, got swept by Dallas and the Eagles 4 weeks straight. And Ron still hasn't figured out that he's failing. He failed this year even in the draft. Because, yeah, we like John Bates, but when you think about it, our best pick out of the whole draft was Cameron Cheeseman, who became a Pro Bowl alternate. There's a lot of decisions that Ron Rivera made during the season and even last offseason that indicates that he did not understand that this team was not ready. Now, a lot of us did think that the defense was going to carry this team and stuff like that. But the fact that you didn't improve on that because you felt the need to take a project linebacker who recently you just admitted is not going to be a Mike guy. We needed a Mike linebacker. And you drafted a guy and you just have to, now you have to admit that he's probably not the Mike linebacker. When you had a guy, and I hate keep revisiting this, but Nick Bolton was on the board. He was the perfect fit for this defense. And you missed it. Benjamin St. Juste was looking good early in the season and has been out with the concussion for God knows how long. We didn't draft properly this year. We just didn't. We got De'Ami Brown that's still on our roster, but how good is he really? I don't even know where we go at from this point, y'all, because you're talking about we're going to have no choice but to draft a quarterback and get an unreliable quarterback possible. We're going to either have to draft a quarterback or pick or sign an unreliable quarterback. I mean, Tyler Huntley, Because we're not going to get Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers because that makes no sense. It makes no sense for them to come here, especially when there are no receiving threats for them to deal with. You talking about we just signed Charles Leno, who's already 30 years old. What are we really doing here? Ron needs to evaluate his own stuff. Not only that, he needs to evaluate his coaching staff. Jack Del Rio had the nerve to dial up a blitz in this game. He had the nerve to dial up a blitz in this game. There was no need to dial up a blitz. We was going to win this game anyway. The Giants wasn't even trying to win. Washington wasn't really trying to win, but somehow they found a way to do it. I'm going to go and I'm going to sit up here and go through my evaluations. My next show will be my coaches' evaluations, and then after that I'll do my players' evaluations, because there's a lot of work that this team needs to do to even be anywhere near in contention come next year, because there's no way we can field this same team and even field this same coaching staff and expect to win. I mean, I told y'all in my last video, you talking about this now makes 5 straight seasons for Ron Rivera with a losing regular season record. Losing regular season record. This is like the saddest season that we and we're about to go and we're about to be a different name for the team. Might be Commanders, might be Admirals. Who knows? I don't like either name. I mean, I was one of the people who said that they should be called the Washington Warthogs. I just felt that was a better name. But we'll see how it looks. We'll see how the imagery looks. I told y'all a long time ago, they had all this stuff locked down already. So it is what it is, man. This is one of those things that it's like, even when you should have lost the game, you didn't even lose the game. You didn't even lose the game. You've given yourself one of the worst draft positions in it. And by the way, in a draft that is not great in specialist positions. There aren't that many good wide receivers in this draft. There aren't that many good quarterbacks in this draft. There aren't that many good running backs in this draft. Basically, this draft is full of offensive linemen and defensive linemen. That's it. That is it. You got one top level safety in this draft. One. You got a couple linebackers in this draft. And we're not even sure if Ron can draft a proper linebacker. Then the tight ends aren't at the level you want them to be at. This is one of the worst specialist drafts this year. Like the fact that there are no specialists in this draft is almost scary. In a draft where I'm pretty sure that you're going to find a lot of teams moving down just because they don't want to be in the top level of this draft, because this draft, talent-wise, is not that good. We'll see how next season goes. I'm going to do, like I said, my coaches' evaluations are coming up. My player evaluations are coming up for the next season. The platform will change. I'm actually going to, after this, I'm going to still report Washington football off-season stuff. I'll still have Washington football stuff, but I'm actually going to be doing Wizard stuff, national stuff, and also cap stuff. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, it is what it is. This has been a bad season. And this is just, it's no better way to end it than to lose when it comes to basically your draft position. Like I said, I think we're going to now be either 12th or 13th. So we'll definitely see how it goes. Sad day, y'all. This has been your man, John Fortune. And this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.